Life on the USS Liberty continued, shaped by their victories and challenges. Alicia Moore had become indispensable, her quiet courage respected by everyone, but peace rarely lasted. Soon, alarming news reached Captain Laura Bennett. Enemy forces were regrouping and preparing a large-scale assault against Earth's most important outpost. Station Alpha. Captain Bennett quickly assembled the senior crew, including Alicia and Lieutenant Jack Ellis, for an urgent briefing. "The situation is grave," Captain Bennett explained, her voice serious. "Enemy forces have mobilized toward Station Alpha. It's vital to Earth's defenses. We must protect it at all costs." Alicia felt a heavy sense of responsibility. Ellis glanced at her, sharing a quiet, reassuring nod. Both understood the seriousness of the mission. "Captain, the medical teams are fully ready," Ellis assured her confidently. "Good," Captain Bennett replied, relieved. "This battle will test us like never before. Be prepared for intense combat." Alicia immediately began final preparations, ensuring medical supplies and emergency equipment were ready. She calmly guided her medical team, preparing them mentally and practically for what awaited. Ellis supported her, his calm strength reassuring everyone. When the USS Liberty arrived near Station Alpha, the crew felt the tension immediately. Enemy ships were approaching quickly, their numbers overwhelming. Captain Bennett addressed the crew firmly. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for everyone depending on us back home. Stay strong and protect each other." Soon, the battle erupted violently. The USS Liberty was instantly surrounded by enemy fire, shaking the ship violently. Alicia and her team sprang into action, readying themselves as wounded crew members began pouring into the medical bay. Alicia moved swiftly, treating injuries and coordinating the medical team's efforts. Ellis worked beside her, their teamwork seamless and effective under pressure. Suddenly, a major explosion rocked the ship. An emergency report quickly reached Alicia. The engineering deck had sustained massive damage, and many crew members were severely injured. Without hesitation, Alicia volunteered to lead a rescue team directly to the engineering deck. Ellis nodded in agreement, quickly assembling support personnel. Navigating the ship through smoke-filled corridors was challenging. Alicia's heart raced, but she focused clearly on the task. Upon reaching the engineering deck, she saw devastation. Injured crew members lay everywhere, fires burning dangerously nearby. "We have to move fast," Alicia instructed urgently, quickly assessing injuries and directing emergency treatments. Ellis swiftly coordinated evacuation efforts, calming injured personnel as they prepared them for safe transport. Alicia treated each patient rapidly but carefully, ensuring every individual received immediate medical attention. One engineer, Samuel Reed, was severely burned and trapped beneath heavy debris. Alicia knelt beside him calmly. "Hang on, Samuel," she reassured him gently. "We'll get you out safely." Samuel nodded weakly, trusting Alicia entirely. Ellis quickly organized the effort to free Samuel, working alongside rescuers with steady determination. After intense effort, Samuel was safely freed. Alicia immediately provided critical medical treatment, her calm presence steadying everyone around her. Hours passed with relentless challenges, yet Alicia remained tireless. Her determination inspired everyone around her, including Ellis, who deeply admired her bravery and resilience. Eventually, the ship stabilized, successfully repelling the enemy assault. Alicia and Ellis returned to the medical bay, exhausted but proud. Captain Bennett greeted them with visible gratitude. "Your bravery today saved many lives," Captain Bennett praised sincerely. "The crew owes you both deeply." "We were just doing our duty," Alicia responded modestly, though pride filled her heart. Days later, Alicia continued caring for recovering crew members tirelessly. Samuel Reed, now stable, approached Alicia gratefully. "You saved my life," Samuel said earnestly. "I'll always be grateful," Alicia smiled warmly. "I'm glad you're safe, Samuel." Ellis observed their interaction quietly, deeply moved by Alicia's compassion and strength. He approached Alicia later, expressing sincere admiration. You were incredible out there, Ellis remarked warmly. Your courage saved many lives. Alicia shook her head modestly. I couldn't have done it without the team. Ellis smiled knowingly. The team follows your example. Your bravery sets the standard. For us all. Captain Bennett called Alicia and Ellis into her office soon after, her expression proud. Your courage and leadership were essential, Captain Bennett praised clearly. Earth Command has acknowledged your bravery and skill, officially commending you both. Alicia felt honored by the recognition, her heart swelling with pride. Ellis shared her sentiment, smiling warmly in acknowledgement. The following day, Earth Command formally recognized their efforts. Alicia's actions were particularly highlighted, earning her deep respect and gratitude throughout the crew. That evening, Alicia found quiet time to reflect. Her journey aboard the USS Liberty had been unexpected, challenging, and intense, yet deeply rewarding. She had grown stronger, finding courage within herself she never knew existed. Ellis joined her quietly, sensing her thoughts. You've grown so much, Alicia. Your strength has inspired all of us. Alicia smiled warmly, touched by his words. I've learned from the best. Ellis shook his head gently. You had it within you from the start. You've shown us all true courage. His sincerity moved Alicia deeply. She understood now that the USS Liberty was exactly where she belonged, serving humanity in its most critical moments. Captain Bennett later gathered the crew, formally addressing them. Nurse Alicia Moore has shown bravery and compassion beyond expectation. She has set a remarkable example for all of us. The crew cheered warmly, expressing genuine gratitude and admiration. Alicia accepted their praise humbly, feeling profoundly grateful to be among such dedicated individuals. Late that evening, Alicia and Ellis quietly discussed their experiences. I'm grateful to have faced these challenges with you, Ellis admitted. Warmly, your courage has inspired me deeply. Thank you, Jack, Alicia responded sincerely. Your leadership and support have meant everything to me. Ellis smiled gently. We've made a good team. We have, Alicia agreed, feeling deeply content. As Alicia rested that night, she realized how profoundly her life had changed. Her role on the USS Liberty had given her a purpose and strength she had never imagined. She knew clearly now that she was ready for whatever challenges the future held, secure in her role, surrounded by trust and respect. This realization brought her profound peace, knowing she had truly found her place. Alicia Moore was no longer just a nurse assigned mistakenly. She was a hero, respected and admired, ready to face any challenge and protect those she served alongside, prepared always to offer hope and courage when needed most. After the intense mission on Orion 7, Alicia Moore had become a vital part of the USS Liberty. The crew deeply respected her, and the medical team saw her as a role model. Her actions during the rescue mission had changed many lives, and her own life aboard the ship was now filled with purpose and responsibility. One morning, Captain Laura Bennett called Alicia and Lieutenant Jack Ellis to her office. Her face was serious, indicating important news. We've received troubling reports. From command, Captain Bennett began looking directly at them. The enemy has regrouped and is planning a major attack on one of our most critical bases, Fort Horizon. The base is heavily populated and essential for Earth's defense strategy. Alicia felt a familiar surge of determination and concern. Ellis, calm as always, listened carefully. What do you need from us, Captain? Ellis asked firmly. Prepare the medical teams thoroughly, Captain Bennett instructed. We expect intense combat and casualties could be heavy. We must be ready for anything. Alicia nodded immediately. We'll be ready, Captain. The next few days passed quickly as Alicia, Ellis, and the medical team prepared thoroughly. Alicia guided the medics, ensuring they understood battlefield treatments and procedures clearly. Ellis provided further tactical training, preparing everyone for possible battlefield conditions. Alicia felt confident but also aware of the huge Responsibility resting on their shoulders. As the USS Liberty approached Fort Horizon, tensions aboard grew stronger. Alicia spent time calming nervous crew members, reassuring them, and reinforcing their training. Ellis watched her closely, impressed again by her calm presence and strength. Captain Bennett addressed the crew one last time before battle. This fight will be difficult, but remember your training and trust each other. We're counting on you. The USS Liberty entered combat mode, and the battle soon began fiercely. Explosions shook the ship as enemy fire struck repeatedly. Alicia and the medical team immediately prepared for incoming injuries. Soon, injured crew members began filling the medical bay. Alicia worked tirelessly, treating wounds quickly, coordinating with Ellis, and ensuring every patient received immediate care. Their teamwork was flawless, built on mutual trust and respect. Suddenly, an emergency call came through from Fort Horizon itself. A building had collapsed, trapping dozens of soldiers and civilians. Immediate rescue was necessary. Captain Bennett urgently called Alicia and Ellis. I need your team on the ground immediately. Lives depend on it. We're on it, Captain, Ellis replied confidently. Alicia quickly organized the rescue team, gathering essential supplies and equipment. They were transported quickly to Fort Horizon, landing amidst smoke and chaos. Alicia immediately assessed the situation, staying calm despite the devastation around her. Move quickly but carefully, Alicia instructed firmly. Leading her team toward the collapsed building. Upon reaching the site, Alicia saw the devastating scene. The building had completely collapsed, and cries for help filled the air. Alicia's heart raced, but she steadied herself, taking charge decisively. We need to get them out fast, Ellis said urgently, already assisting survivors from the rubble. Alicia worked beside him, helping survivors, providing immediate medical care, and calming terrified individuals. Her voice and presence provided comfort, her confident actions inspiring the rescue team. One young soldier, Adam Barnes, lay severely injured beneath heavy rubble. Alicia carefully knelt beside him, quickly assessing his injuries. You'll be okay. Adam, she reassured him calmly, stay with me. We'll get you out of here. Adam nodded weakly, trusting Alicia completely. She coordinated with Ellis and other rescuers to lift heavy debris carefully, ensuring Adam wasn't further harmed. After a tense, challenging effort, Adam was finally free. Alicia immediately provided life-saving medical care. Hours passed as Alicia continued to rescue and treat victims tirelessly. Ellis admired her unwavering determination and calm strength. Knowing her presence made all the difference. As night fell, the rescue operation finally concluded successfully. All survivors were safely evacuated, and injured individuals were stabilized aboard the USS Liberty. Alicia and Ellis, exhausted yet relieved, returned to the ship. Captain Bennett greeted them personally. Your bravery today was extraordinary. Fort Horizon owes you both greatly. We were just doing our duty, Alicia responded humbly, feeling pride swell within her. Days later, the USS Liberty received commendations from Earth Command for their bravery and effectiveness. Alicia's efforts were specifically recognized, highlighting her exceptional courage and leadership. One evening, Adam Barnes, now recovering well, visited Alicia personally in the medical bay. You saved my life, Adam said sincerely. I'll never forget what you've done. Alicia smiled warmly, feeling touched. I'm just grateful you're safe, Adam nodded earnestly. You're a hero, Nurse Moore. As Adam left, Ellis approached Alicia, a gentle smile on his face. You truly are a hero, Alicia. Everyone sees that clearly now. I'm just glad we could help, Alicia replied modestly. Ellis shook his head, still smiling warmly. You've done much more than that. You've given everyone around you strength and hope. His words deeply moved Alicia. She realized how significantly her life had changed since arriving on the USS Liberty. She was no longer just a nurse mistakenly assigned to a warship. She had become someone the entire crew respected, admired, And trusted Dock Captain Bennett formally addressed the entire crew the following day. We owe Nurse Alicia Moore our deepest gratitude. Her bravery, compassion, and skill have set an example for all of us. The crew cheered loudly, expressing their heartfelt appreciation. Alicia felt deeply humbled and proud, knowing she had truly found her place. Later that evening, Ellis joined her quietly. I'm proud to serve alongside you, Alicia. You've made an extraordinary difference. Thank you, Jack, Alicia responded softly, smiling warmly. I couldn't have done it without your guidance and support. Ellis shook his head slightly. You've always had that strength inside you. I'm just honored to have witnessed it. Alicia felt completely at peace, knowing she had truly found her purpose aboard the USS Liberty. Her journey had been unexpected, challenging, and demanding, but she had grown stronger with each challenge faced. She knew now that wherever the USS Liberty traveled next, she would be ready to face any challenge, protect lives, and provide hope. This was her true calling, and Alicia was proud to embrace it fully. Weeks passed quietly aboard the USS Liberty. Alicia Moore continued her duties diligently, her reputation now firmly established among the crew. Everyone aboard had come to deeply respect her calm manner, skillful hands, and brave heart. Her bond with Lieutenant Jack Ellis had grown stronger, built on mutual trust and respect from shared experiences during battle. However, peaceful moments rarely lasted in deep space. Soon, urgent orders arrived from command. A distress signal had come from a nearby human colony on the distant planet Orion 7. Reports indicate a massive alien attack, leaving many colonists severely injured and stranded. Captain Laura Bennett quickly informed the crew. We need a fast, efficient rescue, she announced seriously. Medical teams must be prepared for immediate deployment. Alicia felt a familiar determination rise within her. She immediately began preparations alongside Ellis, ensuring they had sufficient supplies, equipment, and personnel for rapid response. Her previous experiences had taught her the value of being fully prepared. As the USS Liberty approached Orion 7, tension aboard. The ship intensified. Reports from the colony described widespread chaos and severe casualties. Alicia knew this would be another challenging test of her skills and courage. Stay focused, Ellis reminded the team, his voice calm yet firm. Our priority is saving lives and stabilizing injuries quickly. Alicia nodded firmly, ready to help. The moment the ship reached orbit, the medical team was transported quickly to the planet's surface. Orion 7 was devastated. Buildings were destroyed, fires burned out of control, and injured colonists lay scattered across the streets. The sight shocked Alicia, but she steadied herself. Knowing hesitation wasn't an option, Ellis quickly organized their response. Alicia, take a team and start treating the most critical cases here. I'll coordinate evacuation efforts to the ship's medical bay. Understood, Alicia responded, immediately guiding her team toward the nearest injured colonist. The scene was chaotic, but Alicia remained calm. She moved from patient to patient, swiftly assessing injuries, providing life-saving treatments, and directing her team efficiently. Injured colonists expressed their gratitude and relief, their desperate expressions softening with hope as Alicia reassured them. One colonist, a young mother named Tara Lewis, was badly injured, barely conscious. Alicia quickly assessed Tara's injuries, recognizing the seriousness of her condition. She gently reassured Tara, her voice steady and soothing. You're going to be all right. We'll take good care of you. Tara weakly smiled, trust evident in her eyes. Alicia swiftly stabilized her injuries and coordinated immediate evacuation back to the USS Liberty. Every life saved reinforced Alicia's resolve. Meanwhile, Ellis faced significant challenges organizing the evacuation. The sheer number of injured colonists tested their resources. Despite the difficulties, Ellis maintained a clear, calm presence, ensuring each evacuation shuttle was filled efficiently and safely. Alicia continued working tirelessly. Her hands never faltered, her mind remained clear, and her heart stayed strong. Her team mirrored her calmness, inspired by her dedication and courage. Hours passed, feeling endless yet critical. Finally, the situation stabilized enough for Ellis to rejoin Alicia on the surface. Seeing her determination and effectiveness firsthand, Ellis expressed his genuine admiration. "You're doing incredible work here, Alicia. These people owe you their lives." Alicia gave him a small, humble smile. "We're just doing what needs to be done." Ellis nodded, his eyes warm. "You're making a huge difference." As they worked side by side, a sudden explosion shook the ground violently nearby. Both Alicia and Ellis quickly turned toward the sound, immediately understanding its implications. "We have injured people there," Alicia called urgently, already moving toward the explosion. "Careful!" Ellis warned, following closely behind. The explosion site was devastating. Fire and smoke filled the air, making visibility difficult. Alicia pressed forward, her determination unwavering. They quickly located several critically injured colonists, trapped and helpless. Without hesitation, Alicia and Ellis moved quickly, rescuing and treating the victims amidst the chaos. Their teamwork was flawless, built on trust developed through previous experiences. Together, they managed to stabilize the injured. Coordinating additional support from their team. By evening, the situation finally stabilized. Alicia and Ellis returned to the USS Liberty, exhausted but proud of their efforts. As they entered the medical bay, Captain Bennett greeted them with visible relief. "Outstanding job," she praised sincerely. "You've both made humanity proud." Today, Alicia felt warmth spread through her, knowing their efforts had genuinely made a difference. Ellis glanced at her with admiration, quietly acknowledging her remarkable strength. Days later, the crew continued caring for the rescued colonists aboard the USS Liberty. Alicia tirelessly provided compassionate care, earning deep respect and gratitude from those she saved. Colonists often approached her, expressing heartfelt thanks. One evening, Tara Lewis, now recovering well, approached Alicia. "I can't thank you enough," Tara said softly. "You saved my life. You gave my daughter back her mother." Alicia smiled warmly, her heart touched deeply by Tara's words. "I'm just grateful we could help." Tara shook her head softly. "You did more than help. You gave us hope." Reflecting later, Alicia realized how significantly her role had evolved. She was no longer just a nurse. She was a beacon of hope, courage, and strength for many people. Ellis joined her, sensing her thoughts. "You're an inspiration, Alicia." The crew, the colonists, they all see your strength clearly now. Alicia turned to him, her expression thoughtful. "I've learned so much from you and the crew. You've helped me become stronger." Ellis shook his head gently. "You've always had that strength within you. We just helped bring it out." His words warmed Alicia deeply. She had come far, growing stronger and more confident through every challenge faced. She knew now that this journey, though unexpected and demanding, had truly been meant for her. The next morning, Captain Bennett summoned Alicia and Ellis. "The Medical Corps has formally recognized your bravery and skill during the Orion 7 mission. They've decided to implement advanced battlefield training across all medical teams." Alicia felt immense pride. Her efforts had directly led to meaningful change. "Nurse Moore, Lieutenant Ellis," Captain Bennett continued firmly, "your leadership and courage have significantly impacted our operations. You're both examples of true heroism." Alicia stood tall, accepting the praise with quiet grace. Ellis looked at her proudly, silently confirming their mutual respect and admiration. As they left the captain's office, Ellis quietly spoke. "I'm proud to have worked beside you, Alicia. You've shown us all what it truly means to be strong." "Thank you, Jack," Alicia responded warmly. "I'm proud, too. Proud of everything we've accomplished." Walking back to the medical bay, Alicia felt completely at peace. She knew, without a doubt, that she was exactly where she belonged, doing exactly what she was meant to do, saving lives, offering hope, and standing strong in the face of any challenge. Life aboard the USS Liberty continued at its demanding pace, with Alicia Moore now feeling fully at home among her crewmates. She spent each day learning new skills, expanding her knowledge in emergency medicine, and becoming more familiar with combat tactics under the guidance of Lieutenant Jack Ellis. Captain Laura Bennett noticed Alicia's determination and progress. One afternoon, she called Alicia and Ellis into her office. "Nurse Moore, Lieutenant Ellis," the captain began, her voice firm but kind. "You've both proven your value to this crew. We have a critical mission coming up. The enemy has strengthened their position near one of our outposts. I need your medical team ready for intense combat conditions." "We're ready, Captain," Ellis replied confidently. Alicia nodded, her resolve clear in her eyes. "We'll prepare immediately." The captain gave them both a nod of approval. "Good. The crew is counting on you." Alicia spent the next few days tirelessly training and preparing the medical bay for intense battlefield conditions. Ellis trained her in tactical emergency care, teaching her how to quickly stabilize patients under fire and evacuate injured personnel safely. Ellis was strict but patient, recognizing Alicia's dedication. "You're learning quickly," he remarked during one intense training session. "Your skills match some of the best I've seen." "Thank you, Lieutenant," Alicia responded, quietly, feeling pride swell within her. "I want to be prepared for anything." Days passed quickly, and soon the mission arrived. The USS Liberty traveled quietly through deep space toward the contested region. Tension aboard the ship was high, everyone knowing the mission's success depended on flawless execution. As they approached their destination, Captain Bennett addressed the entire crew through the intercom. "Crew of the USS Liberty, this will be a tough fight, but we must defend our territory. Each of you plays an essential role. Remember your training and stay sharp." Alicia took a deep breath, mentally preparing herself as the ship entered combat mode. The medical bay was ready, fully stocked, and staffed with Ellis's experienced medical team. Within moments, alarms sounded, signaling the beginning of combat. The ship shook violently as enemy fire struck the hull. Injured crew members soon flooded the medical bay. Alicia, Ellis, and the team immediately sprang into action. Injuries were severe, and the bay quickly became crowded. Alicia moved swiftly, assessing injuries, providing critical treatments, and coordinating efforts alongside Ellis. Their teamwork was flawless, each trusting the other's judgment implicitly. One young crew member, Liam Harper, arrived with critical injuries, barely conscious and struggling to breathe. Alicia quickly began emergency procedures, calmly directing a medic to assist her. As she worked, another powerful blast rocked the ship, nearly throwing her off balance. She steadied herself and continued, never breaking focus. "Stay with me, Liam," she whispered firmly, her hands moving quickly to stabilize him. Ellis appeared beside her, calmly offering assistance and support. "You're doing great, Alicia," Ellis said quietly, providing reassurance and guidance as they worked together. After tense minutes, Liam's breathing stabilized, and he was quickly moved to recovery. Alicia exhaled deeply, relief flooding her. "Good work," Ellis praised softly, recognizing her exceptional skill under pressure. Hours of relentless combat dragged on, testing everyone's endurance. Despite exhaustion, Alicia remained sharp and focused. Each life she saved renewed her strength, driving her forward. Finally, the battle ended, leaving the USS Liberty battered but victorious. The crew was exhausted yet proud, knowing they had defended their territory successfully. Captain Bennett visited the medical bay after the battle, personally thanking each member of the medical team. When she reached Alicia, her eyes reflected deep respect. "Your actions today were extraordinary. This crew is fortunate to have you." "Thank you, Captain," Alicia responded humbly, feeling overwhelmed by the praise. Ellis approached Alicia after the captain left. "You were amazing out there," he said genuinely. "You stayed calm, even in the toughest moments." Alicia smiled softly. "I just remembered your training. You taught me well." Ellis shook his head slightly. It's not just training. It's your strength and courage. The crew trusts you completely, Alicia. His words deeply touched Alicia. Trust was something she had worked hard to earn, and knowing she had finally achieved, it meant more than she could express. As the crew recovered from the battle, Alicia continued tirelessly caring for the injured. Each patient was grateful, recognizing the calm nurse whose steady hands and reassuring voice had comforted them during their worst moments. In the days following the mission, Ellis shared detailed reports with Earth's medical corps, highlighting Alicia's crucial role. Impressed and convinced, senior officials began discussing the possibility of integrating more nurses like Alicia into combat units. News of Alicia's bravery and effectiveness spread quickly among the crew, further cementing their respect for her. Jake Carter, now fully healed, approached Alicia one afternoon. "We were wrong when we first judged you. You're braver than many soldiers I've known." Alicia smiled kindly. "Thank you, Jake. I just did what anyone would do." Jake shook his head firmly. "No, not anyone. You're special, Nurse Moore." Days later, Ellis met with Alicia again, this time with news from Earth. "The medical corps is changing regulations because of you," he said proudly. "Your actions have inspired major changes. Medical personnel will now receive battlefield training." Alicia felt pride surge within her, knowing her experiences had positively impacted others. "I'm glad something good came from all this." Ellis gave her a gentle smile. "It's because of your courage and determination, Alicia. You've shown everyone what true strength looks like." Alicia spent the rest of the day reflecting on her journey. She had arrived on the USS Liberty uncertain and afraid, but now she was confident and proud. Her unexpected assignment had transformed her into someone who not only survived, but thrived amidst challenges. That evening, Captain Bennett gathered the crew to formally recognize Alicia's contributions. Standing before her fellow crew members, Alicia felt deeply humbled. "We owe Nurse Alicia Moore our deepest gratitude," Captain Bennett declared, her voice filled with respect. "Her bravery, skill, and compassion have set a new standard for this crew and the medical corps." The crew cheered loudly, expressing their heartfelt appreciation. Alicia stood quietly, accepting their praise with humble grace. She knew she had found her purpose and her true home aboard the USS Liberty, surrounded by people who valued and respected her. As the celebration continued, Ellis approached Alicia once more. "You truly belong here," he said warmly. "I'm glad the corps finally sees that." Alicia smiled confidently, finally certain of her place in this world. "Me too, Lieutenant. Me too." In the days following the fierce battle, Alicia's life aboard the USS Liberty changed noticeably. The crew, who had once viewed her with doubt and skepticism, now greeted her with genuine respect. Alicia felt strange about the attention but appreciated being accepted. She continued her work quietly, treating minor injuries, checking on recovering patients, and ensuring the medical bay was always prepared. Captain Laura Bennett visited the medical bay often, checking on the injured crew members. On one such visit, she pulled Alicia aside, speaking in a voice softer than usual. "I want you to know, Nurse Moore, your actions saved lives. The crew respects you greatly now." Alicia felt her cheeks warm slightly. "Thank you, Captain. I'm just doing my job." Captain Bennett smiled faintly. "You're doing much more than that." Days became weeks, and the USS Liberty continued its patrol missions, monitoring the edge of human-controlled space. Alicia felt more comfortable on the ship, though. She never fully adjusted to the constant tension of potential battle. She spent her free time studying emergency battlefield medicine, knowing how important it could be in future conflicts. Then, early one morning, urgent news reached Earth's medical corps about Alicia's placement aboard the USS Liberty. Officials were deeply concerned that a nurse with no military training was actively participating in combat missions. The medical corps decided to send a specialized rescue team to retrieve her and correct the situation. Lieutenant Jack Ellis, an experienced former Special Forces officer turned medical specialist, led this team. Ellis was a tall, serious man, with clear blue eyes and a quiet strength that made people listen to him. His team, composed of highly trained medics who had extensive battlefield experience, quickly boarded their ship and set off to meet the USS Liberty. When Ellis arrived aboard the USS Liberty, Captain Bennett greeted him respectfully but cautiously. She valued Alicia's presence on her ship and wasn't eager to lose her. "Lieutenant Ellis, Nurse Moore has proven her worth to this crew," Bennett explained firmly. "She's indispensable now." Ellis nodded politely. "Captain, I understand your position, but Medical Corps' regulations are clear. Nurse Moore isn't trained for this environment. We're here to take her home." Reluctantly, Captain Bennett led Ellis and his team to the medical bay. Alicia was surprised to see the group entering, recognizing immediately from their uniforms that they were from Earth's Medical Corps. "Nurse Moore," Ellis began respectfully, "I'm Lieutenant Jack Ellis. We've been sent to bring you back to Earth." Alicia stared at him in disbelief. "But I'm needed here. I've helped save lives." "I don't doubt your abilities," Ellis replied calmly, "but you don't belong in active combat. Regulations exist for a reason." Before Alicia could respond further, the ship's alarms blared again, signaling another attack. Crew members rushed to their stations, tension immediately filling the air. "Stay here," Ellis instructed firmly, turning to his team. "We'll secure the medical bay." Alicia watched as Ellis's team quickly organized the medical supplies, working swiftly and efficiently. Despite herself, she felt impressed. She knew this was no ordinary medical team. They moved with the precision and focus of soldiers. Soon, the ship shook violently again as enemy fire struck its hull. Injured soldiers began arriving, filling the medical bay once more. Alicia sprang into action, immediately attending to the wounded with calm efficiency. Ellis and his team worked beside her seamlessly, their skills apparent. A soldier named Mia Collins was brought in severely wounded. She was barely conscious, her injuries critical. Alicia moved quickly, but Ellis stepped in. "Let me help," he said gently, assessing Mia swiftly and beginning emergency treatment. Alicia watched him closely, impressed by his quick decisions and smooth, confident actions. Together, Alicia and Ellis stabilized Mia, their combined efforts saving her life. As they finished, Ellis looked at Alicia, a newfound respect in his eyes. "You're good at this," Ellis admitted quietly. "I've had to learn fast," Alicia replied, her voice steadied as the battle continued. More injured soldiers filled the medical bay. Alicia, Ellis, and his team worked tirelessly, treating injuries, calming fears, and providing critical care. Alicia. Notice how effectively Ellis integrated medical skills with battlefield knowledge, something she realized she needed to learn more thoroughly. After the chaos finally subsided, Ellis approached Alicia thoughtfully. "Nurse Moore, I came here believing you shouldn't be on this ship, but today I saw how essential you've become. You're a natural at battlefield medicine." Alicia met his gaze steadily. "I've just been doing what needs to be done." Ellis nodded. "I see that now. I'll report this back to Earth. Maybe it's time the Medical Corps reconsiders its rules." Alicia felt relieved, grateful that her efforts were finally understood and respected. Ellis's recognition meant more than she had expected. Captain Bennett entered the medical bay again, relieved to see everyone stable. "Lieutenant Ellis, your team was impressive today." "Nurse Moore is fortunate to have your support." "The same goes for us, Captain," Ellis replied sincerely. Without Nurse Moore, many lives would have been lost today. That night, Alicia sat quietly, reflecting on the day's events. She had faced danger again and had done her job well, earning more respect from the crew, and even from the special team sent to retrieve her. Alicia knew her place now aboard the USS Liberty, helping protect lives in the harshest of situations. As she rested briefly, Ellis approached once more. "I've recommended you stay here," he said seriously. "You've shown everyone that you're exactly where you belong." Alicia smiled softly, thankful and proud. "Thank you, Lieutenant." That means a lot. Ellis gave her a brief nod and left her to her thoughts. Alicia realized she was no longer just a nurse mistakenly placed on a warship. She had become something more, a crucial part of the USS Liberty, respected and needed, ready for whatever challenges came next. Alicia Moore stood nervously in front of the massive ship USS Liberty, feeling small and out of place. She had always dreamed of serving people, but she never imagined it would be aboard a military vessel. Alicia was a nurse, trained to care for the sick and injured, but she had no training for battle or warships. Still, due to a mix-up in paperwork, here she was, assigned to one of Earth's most active military ships. As Alicia stepped onto the vessel, she immediately noticed the tense atmosphere. Crew members hurried around, their uniforms sharp, their expressions stern. No one paid her much attention at first, but Alicia felt their eyes on her, judging her quiet nature and gentle appearance. She clutched her medical bag tightly, feeling even more out of place. "Nurse Moore?" a strong voice called. Alicia turned to see Captain Laura Bennett walking towards her. The captain was a stern woman with sharp eyes and short dark hair. She wore an expression that said she had little patience for mistakes or weakness. "Yes, Captain Bennett," Alicia replied softly, trying to steady her voice. "Follow me," the captain said simply. Alicia walked behind her, trying to keep up with the confident strides of the captain. They reached the medical bay, a clean, bright area filled with medical supplies and high-tech equipment. Captain Bennett turned to Alicia. "This is your area. Nurse Moore, you'll report directly to Dr. Hannah Clark. Do your job well, stay out of the crew's way, and we shouldn't have any problems." With that, Captain Bennett left Alicia alone in the medical bay. Alicia took a deep breath and began to familiarize herself with the equipment. She was good at her job, she reminded herself, even if she didn't belong here. Dr. Clark soon entered the medical bay. She was a middle-aged woman with warm eyes, clearly experienced and wise. "You must be Alicia," she said kindly, extending her hand. "Welcome aboard. Don't worry too much about the crew. They can be tough, but they mean well." "Thank you, Dr. Clark," Alicia replied, feeling a small bit of comfort from the doctor's reassuring presence. The next few days were challenging. Alicia worked hard, treating minor injuries and illnesses. But every day, the crew treated her with skepticism, whispering about her soft nature, doubting her ability to handle the pressures of war. One evening, Alicia was working late sorting medical supplies when a young soldier named Jake Carter stumbled into the medical bay. He was clutching his arm, clearly in pain. Alicia quickly rushed over to help. "Let me see," she said gently, guiding Jake to a chair. He hesitated, but finally let her examine his arm. It was clearly broken. Alicia carefully set the bone, talking softly to Jake, calming him. Her gentle voice and efficient work gradually relaxed Jake. "Thank you," Jake said quietly when she finished, a note of surprise in his voice. "I didn't think you'd handle this so well." Alicia smiled softly. "It's my job," she replied simply. Word spread quickly about Alicia's gentle but effective handling of Jake's injury. Slowly, the crew began to soften toward her. They still doubted her ability to handle the harsh realities of combat, but they began to appreciate her skill and kindness. Then suddenly, everything changed. One morning, alarms blared loudly throughout the USS Liberty. Alicia rushed to the medical bay, heart pounding in fear and confusion. Dr. Clark was already there, calmly preparing medical supplies. "Stay calm," the doctor instructed firmly. "We need to be ready." Soon the ship shuddered violently. Alicia nearly fell, but quickly steadied herself. Injured crew members started flooding the medical bay. Alicia took a deep breath, steadied her nerves, and began treating the wounded. There was no time to panic, only to act. Soldiers were injured badly. Some burned, others bleeding heavily. Alicia moved quickly from one patient to another, her gentle hand steady, her mind clear. She spoke calmly to each injured person, easing their fear even as explosions echoed through the ship. Captain Bennett entered the medical bay, supporting a severely injured officer. "Nurse Moore," she called out urgently. "This one's critical." Alicia immediately took charge, guiding the officer onto a medical bed. She quickly assessed the injuries and began treatment, calmly instructing Dr. Clark and a medic on what she needed. The officer was losing blood fast, but Alicia's calm instructions and confident movements kept everyone around her focused and steady. After tense moments, the bleeding stopped, and the officer's breathing steadied. Captain Bennett watched in silence, clearly impressed. "Good work," she finally said quietly. Hours later, the crisis ended. The USS Liberty was damaged but still operational. The injured were stable, thanks largely to Alicia's quick and efficient actions. Later that evening, Alicia sat alone in the medical bay, exhausted but relieved. Dr. Clark approached her, smiling warmly. "You did well today, Alicia," she said kindly. "The crew will see you differently now." Alicia nodded, grateful but still unsure. She hadn't joined to be a hero. She only wanted to help people. Yet, in this moment, she realized she might have found a place on the USS Liberty after all, despite her doubts and fears. Outside the medical bay, crew members quietly spoke about the nurse they had doubted. Jake Carter, his arm still bandaged, smiled. To himself. "We were wrong about her," he admitted to his comrades. "She's tougher than she looks." Captain Bennett overheard this and nodded in agreement. Perhaps this quiet nurse, with her gentle voice and steady hands, was exactly who they needed aboard the USS Liberty.